In this video, you will learn about 50 types of gifts that, according to Buddhist teachings, you should not accept from anyone. While gifts are often seen as expressions of kindness or care, there are certain presents that carry negative energy, potentially impacting your life, karma, and inner peace in significant ways. Have you ever wondered what might be hidden behind a gift you received? Perhaps you've experienced a situation where a gift brought not joy, but unexpected trouble. This might not be a coincidence. According to the Buddha's teachings, some gifts can disturb your mental state and pull you into unwanted flows of energy that you would not wish to invite into your life. Have you ever thought deeply about the consequences of accepting certain types of gifts? Join me throughout this video to explore how the Buddha's wisdom can help you avoid these negative impacts. Did you know that by refusing certain types of gifts, you can preserve your positive energy and protect the peace of your soul? Together, we will uncover the signs of these gifts, empowering you to make mindful choices and maintain balance and harmony in your life. If you find this content intriguing and want to learn more about applying ancient wisdom to enhance your quality of life, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any videos. Your journey of self-discovery begins here. In the light of Buddhist teachings, everything carries its own energy, and that energy can profoundly impact the body and mind of an individual. Objects that are cursed or believed to harbor malevolent energy are manifestations of unwholesome energy, posing potential dangers to those who possess them. Such items often remind us of accumulated grievances, suffering, or karmic burdens, and may lead the soul into a state of unrest, disrupting the purity of the mind. Receiving such items, whether knowingly or unknowingly, is akin to opening a door for negative energies to enter one's life. This can disturb one's inner balance, obscuring the path to enlightenment with suffering and instability. Therefore, a Buddhist practitioner must maintain clarity of mind and avoid accepting objects imbued with negative energy, regardless of their outward appeal or material value. Always remember, what truly matters is not the material value of a gift, but the energy and meaning it carries. Preserving inner peace is the best way to nurture wisdom and compassion on the path of practice. According to Buddhist teachings, every action, whether large or small, originates from the mind. A gift given with the intention to manipulate or control ceases to be an expression of compassion or sincerity, instead tainted by desires and the defilements of greed, hatred, and delusion. Accepting such a gift is akin to binding oneself with a thread of attachment, gradually losing freedom in the mind. A gift is not merely material, it also conveys the intention and energy of the giver. If the underlying intent is control or coercion, the gift becomes an instrument of karma creation, affecting not only the giver but also the receiver. Accepting such a gift inadvertently disturbs one's inner peace and fosters dependence on the selfish desires of others. A Buddhist practitioner should learn to reflect on their mind and recognize the true motives behind every action. Refusing a gift given with unwholesome intent is not only a way to protect the purity of the soul, but also a decisive act to uphold freedom and wisdom on the path of practice. Always remember, not every gift is worth receiving, and not every favor brings blessings. When an object is used as a tool to bind emotions, it no longer embodies the pure meaning of a gift, but becomes an invisible thread tethering the soul, causing both the giver and receiver to be ensnared by delusions and desires. To accept such a gift is to accept a thread of attachment, fostering a relationship based on dependence rather than genuine sincerity. This undermines freedom of the soul and plants seeds of unwholesomeness in both the giver and receiver. For compassion cannot be forced, and true affection cannot be bound by material possessions. Those on the path of learning and practice must keep their minds pure, discerning between a gift of genuine goodwill and a tool of entanglement. Refusing such an object not only protects inner peace, but also helps both the giver and receiver let go of illusions, allowing both to walk freely on the path of understanding and enlightenment. Always remember, true affection does not need to be bound, for it naturally radiates like the light of compassion. According to Buddhist teachings, all unwholesome actions sow unwholesome seeds, and items stolen or connected to unlawful acts embody the unwholesome karma from which they originate. Such gifts, no matter how valuable or appealing they may appear, carry the energies of greed, hatred, and ignorance. Accepting them means embracing the negative karma they bear, polluting the mind, and straying further from the path of enlightenment. These items not only harm those from whom they were taken, but also create karmic bonds between the giver and the recipient. They symbolize injustice, lack of compassion, and absence of self-respect. By accepting a gift originating from unwholesome actions, one inadvertently condones wrongdoing and immerses oneself in a cycle of suffering and defilement. A Buddhist practitioner must uphold honesty and clarity of mind, steering clear of anything not born from righteousness and virtue. Rejecting such gifts is not only a way to safeguard one's mental purity, but also an act of nurturing wisdom and compassion, helping oneself and others avoid the repercussions of unwholesome karma. Always remember, only what is born from kindness and truth brings true peace. Objects once used in occult rituals or for dubious purposes are embodiments of unwholesome energies. These items can disturb spiritual balance and pull the soul into states of unease and delusion. They not only represent connections to wrongful acts, but also carry the potential to lead their possessor down misguided paths, away from the righteous way. Such objects are products of a lost mind, relying on ignorance and desires to seek power or benefits, rather than aspiring for enlightenment and liberation. Accepting such objects is akin to forming a bond with dark energies, obscuring the mind and weakening inherent purity. A Buddhist practitioner should cultivate mindfulness, avoiding the negative influences of such items regardless of their form or justification. Items suspected of harboring energies of resentment or hatred are not only symbols of negative emotions, but also sources of anxiety, capable of polluting the recipient's mind. Resentment and hatred are potent energies that can cling to objects, creating a cycle of suffering and unwholesome karma. By accepting these items, knowingly or unknowingly, one risks binding themselves to karmic threads, allowing negative energies to spread, eroding purity and clarity of mind. A Buddhist practitioner should deeply contemplate not only the nature of a gift, but also the intentions and emotions it carries. Rejecting items charged with resentment is an act of compassion for oneself, preserving inner peace and avoiding unnecessary defilement. Properties tied to legal disputes often carry traces of conflict, greed, and unrest. Accepting such assets not only draws one into a cycle of turmoil, but can also perpetuate injustice and accumulate more unwholesome karma. Every dispute reflects discord, often rooted in greed, anger, and ignorance. These properties, regardless of their material value or allure, are sources of profound discord and entanglements that are difficult to unravel. Accepting them is akin to shouldering the burdens of instability and complications they bring. Items associated with complex family disputes often bear imprints of conflict, disharmony, and unwholesome energy. Accepting such items inadvertently involves the recipient in a cycle of karma, potentially exacerbating tensions among the parties involved. Family disputes, unless resolved with compassion and understanding, often leave behind energies of resentment, envy, and division. Items linked to these issues become symbols of unresolved tension, sowing anxiety, worry, and unwanted bonds in the recipient's mind. Antiques with unclear histories or origins, though outwardly charming or valuable, conceal unknown aspects. Without knowledge of their past, one cannot be certain of what they are welcoming. Perhaps a piece of benevolent history, but, equally possibly, remnants of suffering, conflict, or unwholesome karma. Their ambiguous origins make such items a risky enigma, especially when associated with events or energies that are not wholesome. Accepting them without careful contemplation is akin to opening a door for unwanted negative influences to enter one's life, disrupting inner peace and balance. The awakened mind recognizes that true value lies not in the material or age of an item, but in the positive energy it brings to the soul and life. Gems and jewelry, though dazzling and precious, like all other objects, carry the imprints of the hands that have touched them and the stories tied to them. When a piece of jewelry or gemstone carries a dark history of loss, suffering, or injustice, it becomes an object imbued with negative energy, potentially affecting its owner. Jewels that have witnessed disputes, greed, or tragedy are not just valuable material possessions, but are also entangled with complex karmic flows. Accepting them, one may unwittingly bring into their life invisible burdens, echoes of pain or resentment from their past. Like a mirror, these energies can infiltrate the consciousness, disrupting the innate tranquility of the soul. Sacred places in the light of Buddhist teachings are spaces where pure energy and reverence from countless souls converge. Objects taken from these places without permission, no matter how small or seemingly harmless, disrupt the natural balance, carrying the energy of impropriety and disrespect. When an item is taken from a sacred space, it not only disturbs the sanctity of that environment, but also carries the consequences of greed and ignorance. Possessing such items does not bring good fortune or peace, as some may mistakenly believe. Instead, it can provoke inner unrest, diminishing harmony between oneself and the natural flow of karma. In Buddhist teachings, a gift is not merely a material item, but also embodies the intention, energy, and thoughts of the giver. When a gift comes from strangers or suspicious sources, the ambiguity of its motives and energy demands careful reflection. A gift of unclear intent may harbor unwholesome energies, disrupting the peace within one's soul. Accepting a gift from someone untrustworthy, whether out of curiosity or reluctance to decline, can lead to unwanted attachments or consequences. A gift not born from goodwill and sincerity may become a tool of ulterior motives, creating unwholesome karma between the giver and receiver. Accepting such a gift without understanding its origin or meaning is akin to stepping into a cycle of unforeseen troubles. When an object is found under strange or suspicious circumstances, it often carries unclear energies, possibly traces of suffering, negativity, or unresolved karma. Accepting such items may lead one into unforeseen complications, both spiritually and in everyday life. Unusual or suspicious circumstances often signal a lack of clarity or harmony in the natural flow of causality. Possessing such items, whether out of curiosity or desire, can cloud the mind, disturb innate tranquility, and result in undesired consequences. Amulets or talismans not rooted in your spiritual tradition, even if given with good intentions or intended for protection, carry energies and ideologies from a different source. They may not align with the spiritual path you are following, and accepting them can inadvertently disrupt the soul, shaking the consistency of your faith and practice. Amulets and talismans often carry the expectations and energies of the giver, but if they do not originate from a tradition you understand and resonate with, they can become a source of inner conflict, creating disturbances in your mind and beliefs. True protection does not come from external symbols or objects, but from the purity and steadfastness within the soul, where wisdom and compassion reside. Rejecting such items is not an act of judgment, but a way to honor and protect your spiritual path. Let your faith serve as the foundation, allowing understanding and wisdom to guide you, rather than placing your hopes in objects you do not fully comprehend or harmonize with. Religious objects, regardless of tradition, carry the meanings and energies tied to the beliefs, practices, and spirituality of their creators. If you do not understand or resonate with these items, receiving them can lead to disharmony in the mind, unsettling your faith and inner peace. Religious items are not merely symbols. They encapsulate the spirit, will, and worldview of a tradition. Without understanding or feeling a connection, these objects can become burdensome or even spark internal conflict between your own beliefs and the values they represent. Accepting them without deep comprehension is like opening yourself to something you cannot fully embrace, making the mind vulnerable to doubt or confusion. In the light of Buddhist teachings, every object holds its unique meaning and energy, particularly those related to spiritual rituals. An item crafted for sacred ceremonies, but unfamiliar to you, may become a source of confusion, ignorance, or even unintended disrespect to its original purpose. Ritual objects are not mere tools. They are symbols of faith, wisdom, and a connection to the spiritual world. If you do not understand their use or significance, possessing them may result in unintended misuse, leading the mind astray and disturbing the natural flow of energy they embody. This not only affects your inner tranquility, but may also undermine the sacred purpose these items represent. Gifts carrying religious meanings opposed to your own beliefs, even if given with good intentions, still harbor energies and symbols that may conflict with your spiritual path. Accepting such gifts can create inner conflict, cloud your peace of mind, and disrupt the harmony in your practice of faith. Faith, regardless of tradition, carries its own unique power and significance. When you accept a gift that contradicts your beliefs, it may become a source of doubt, unease, or unwanted attachments. This is not a rejection of the giver's goodwill, but a way to protect the consistency of your beliefs and devotion to your chosen spiritual path. In the light of Buddhist teachings, every item used in spiritual practice carries a noble purpose, connecting individuals to enlightenment, compassion, and wisdom. When these items are misused, they lose their sacred value and may even become sources of unwholesome energy, distorting their true significance. Such items, instead of guiding people closer to liberation, may become tools of ignorance, ambition, or exploitation. Accepting objects that have been misused risks disrupting the balance in your soul and may inadvertently perpetuate a cycle of error, prolonging the flow of unwholesome karma. A gift, when given without meaning or merely out of formality, ceases to be an act of sharing or kindness, becoming instead an empty gesture that nurtures no value for either the giver or the receiver. Such gifts, though devoid of ill intentions, reflect a lack of connection and understanding between individuals. Accepting them may leave you feeling hollow, as they carry neither practical value nor any uplifting energy. Giving and receiving should be meaningful acts that reflect care and consideration, transforming the gift into a symbol of connection and respect. In the light of Buddhist teachings, all objects carry unique meanings and values shaped by the cultural, social, and spiritual contexts of their owners. An object that does not align with your cultural or social circumstances may become a source of discord, misunderstanding, or alienation, rather than fostering connection and goodwill. Such items, even when offered with good intentions, risk disturbing inner balance and harmony in your environment. They may conflict with the values you uphold, create awkwardness in relationships, or lead to a sense of disconnection in your daily life. Accepting them without full understanding can easily disrupt the harmony of your everyday experience. A true gift, in the light of Buddhist teachings, is an expression of compassion and unconditional sharing, free from arrogance or self-interest. Gifts given with the intent to boast or show off, no matter how glamorous they may appear, carry the energy of selfishness and ignorance. These are not symbols of sincerity, but tools to nourish the ego and create a sense of superiority in the giver. Accepting such gifts is akin to accepting a spiritual bond, where the recipient may be placed in a position of comparison, judgment, or feelings of inadequacy. This not only disturbs the tranquility of the soul, but also risks creating unwholesome karmic ties born from the ambition and vanity of the giver. Body and mind are deeply interconnected, as taught in Buddhism, and caring for the body is a way to nurture the mind toward peace and enlightenment. Products harmful to health or incompatible with your lifestyle affect not only your physical body, but also your spirit. pulling you away from the balance and harmony you strive for. Such products, though given with good intentions, lack genuine value as they contradict the principles of protecting and nurturing the body and mind. Accepting them may inadvertently harm your health, create unnecessary worries, or force you into internal conflict when deciding whether to use or dispose of them. Gifts that encourage unhealthy habits or behaviors are not merely material items. They carry the energy of fostering harm to the body, mind, and ethics of the recipient. When a gift intensifies attachment, anger, or ignorance, it ceases to be an expression of compassion or care and becomes a cause that leads the recipient toward unwholesome actions. Accepting such gifts contributes to cultivating negative habits, steering the mind away from mindfulness, and making the body susceptible to harm through unhealthy behaviors. Objects that cause distraction or pull you away from your goals, regardless of their appeal or convenience, become subtle barriers that lead you astray from the right path. These items can weaken focus, fuel attachment to fleeting pleasures, or draw you into the vortex of scattered thoughts. Accepting and using them not only slows your progress, but also creates inner instability, pulling you towards superficial distractions rather than nurturing deeper, lasting values. Gifts that cause you anxiety or unease despite their material or outward significance fail to embody compassion and goodwill. They carry energies or intentions that may disturb your inner tranquility, triggering negative emotions such as doubt, hesitation, or fear. These feelings could stem from unclear origins, ambiguous motives of the giver, or simply a lack of alignment with your current emotional state and circumstances. Such signs indicate that the gift is not in harmony with your spiritual practice. Keeping these items may create unwanted attachments or disrupt the peace you are cultivating. Objects prone to creating conflict, whether intentional or accidental, carry unwholesome energy, capable of disrupting balance and harmony. They not only stir up discord among individuals, but also sow seeds of anxiety in the minds of everyone involved. These items may arise from differences in preferences, values, or beliefs among family members or communities. By accepting them, you may unwittingly provide a platform for underlying tensions to surface, damaging relationships and the harmonious atmosphere everyone has worked to build. This not only affects your surroundings, but also shakes the tranquility and stability of your own soul. A gift from someone who has previously caused harm or conflict, even if offered as a gesture of reconciliation or mere formality, carries echoes of the past. Unresolved emotions or unclear tensions may prevent the gift from being a true symbol of sincerity, instead becoming a source of confusion, doubt, or unease within you. Accepting a gift from someone who has hurt you before your heart and mind have truly let go or healed may inadvertently prolong the karmic ties between both parties. This can disturb your inner peace and pull you back into unresolved emotional cycles. Rather than serving as a token of harmony, the gift may trigger painful memories, slowing down the healing process you are working to achieve. Items belonging to someone who passed away under tragic conditions often carry an aura of sadness or lingering unresolved energies. While receiving such objects may seem like an act of remembrance or honor, it can unintentionally disturb your peace of mind or evoke heavy emotions. Tragic circumstances frequently leave behind energies of unease and incompleteness, which can affect the new possessor of the item. These objects may not simply serve as memories, but could act as conduits for unhealed sorrows. Without proper mental and spiritual readiness, accepting them may lead to carrying invisible burdens into your life. In Buddhist teachings, spiritual freedom and inner purity are core values that cannot be bartered or compromised by any material condition. A gift given with the intent to buy loyalty or obedience no longer embodies the benevolent meaning of sharing or compassion, but becomes a tool of control, domination, and manipulation. Such gifts are not expressions of sincerity, but invisible chains binding the recipient to respond with dependence or unwanted obligations. Accepting these may erode your mental freedom, placing you in a position of compliance with desires that contradict your values and beliefs. This not only disturbs your inner peace, but also undermines balance in relationships. As you navigate life, remember that your surroundings reflect the choices you make about what to bring into your space. Declining gifts that carry negative energies or do not align with your values is an act of self-preservation, ensuring that your environment is filled with harmony, positivity, and alignment with your true self. By being mindful of what you accept, you empower yourself to cultivate a life that fosters peace, well-being, and spiritual growth. Gifts laden with unresolved emotions, manipulative intentions, or conflicting energies have no place in the sacred space of your life. Thank you for taking the time to explore these reflections. I hope this insight into the significance of gifts helps you protect your energy and maintain your inner peace. Our lives are mirrors of the choices we make about what to embrace. By thoughtfully curating the objects and energies we allow into our space, we build an environment that supports well-being and harmony. If you found this perspective valuable, consider sharing it with others to spread the message of positivity and mindfulness. Remember, you are the sole guardian of what deserves a place in your life. Protecting your peace and energy is the greatest act of self-love you can offer yourself. May you always find serenity and happiness on your journey forward.